Hello everyone, welcome back to Gloomhaven. We've got some new gear and gubbins for Faith. I think we looked at this equipment at the end of last episode. We now have the Helm of the Mountain. When attacked, if green is strong, immobilize the attacker. And there was a great big weapon, the Mountain Hammer. Summon Water Spirit, 4 health, 1 movement, 3 attack. But they are both bound to Faith at the moment, so we can't unequip those, and I want to keep the piercing bow and the eagle eye goggles. And we have a perk available. We're really getting up there on the number of perks we've got over here. Add invisible, add muddle, add poison. 2 +1s. Replace a 0 with a +2. Oh, these are +1s with redraw. Let's do that. Right, we're waiting for the new characters still to get up into the higher levels. But what I do want to take a moment to do is just look at the other cards that we didn't equip them with, because you kind of get a pool of a bunch of cards to begin with. Obviously, we gained 1 for coming up to level 2 in Boiling Arc, I think. And then these 3 we didn't take, but we can swap in and out if we want to, so we should consider them. Attack 0, range 2. And then for each element, we add an attack and wound, attack and target, attack and immobilize, and attack and poison. And then move 2 or move 3, heal, jump, and shield. That seems great. Heal 3 at a range of 3, create light. Invisible, affect 1 ally within range 3, create darkness. Move 2, all attacks targeting you this round gain disadvantage. Well, that's some good stuff there. At the end of each of your turns, you may generate this. Deduct 1 from all your attacks. Once during each of your attack actions, you may consume energy to add 1 attack to the entire attack action. And that's forever? Persistent. Notice that this lasts indefinitely or until conditions are met. Once during each of your attack actions. So that will stay around forever as much as it's burnt. It's kind of like an augment for Mindy. These two are basically the same, just consuming the opposite elements. What am I really not using? Attack 4, target all enemies at range 2. I'm not using that. So give me malleable evocation. And I guess we'll just go with that for now. And how about Lamoon? Lay on hands. Heal all damage on 1 adjacent ally. Suffer 3 damage. Attack 3 with muddle. Consume darkness to +1 attack. Create light. Move 2. Bless 1 adjacent ally. Heal 1. Affect self and all allies within range 4. At the end of your next 5 turns, when this is not strong, infuse this. Interesting. How much stuff do we have that consumes light at the moment? Restore cards. Add 1 attack and advantage. Add 1 attack and advantage again. So not too much right now. Target 2 on heal 5, but that's a burn. Heal all damage. Attack 3, muddle, create light. I think I'm happy with how things are right now for Lamoon. So, Faith has enough cash that we could infuse or do something with the Enchantress, rather. But let's start with a city encounter. It was a truly marvellous night, full of alcohol and fuzzy memories. You are heading back to your rooms in high spirits when you take a wrong turn into an alley and trip over a mutilated corpse. What's all this, then? You look up to see a guard walk into the alley, annoyed by the noise you were making in your revelry. Before you can react, he draws his sword. You! What did you do? You look and see that, due to the fall, your clothes are now covered in blood. The guard clearly thinks you are responsible for the man's death. This night just took a serious turn for the worse. Do your best to explain that the man was like this when you found him, or panic, kill the guard, and dispose of both corpses. As good, happy heroes, I'd like to think we would try and explain things, but if I've had this many drinks, I think we're just going to panic, kill the guard, and dispose of the corpses. You go looking for someone who can properly dispose of this mess. It's not cheap, but one of your contacts makes the bodies disappear. Alright, well, Faith is loaded, so she's going to pick up that tab. And then the Enchantress for Faith. What do we want to improve? We have 2 enchantment points. And as I understand it, we have those enchantment points equal for everybody. So everybody can get 2 enchantments. Question is, what do we want to gain? What can we put on Smoke Bomb? We can strengthen bless or add an element. Pull 2 and range 3. Where's throwing knives? Attack 2, range 3. We can make that attack 2 at range 4. That does not seem incredible. Swift bow. We can make attack 4 at range 4. And we can make that move 3 loot everything you move through. Attack 5 at range 5 seems very strong. We can't do the increase in range, but adding attack to that and just having 1 very big attack seems like a very good time to me. Then we're left with 17 gold. We have 1 enhancement point, but for everybody else we still have 2. That's how that works out for us. But for now, with the cash that we have, we're just going to have to carry on our adventure. So where are we going next is the question. I'm not ready to give up faith by completing these missions in the Dagger Forest. Craggy, you need 2 more perk points before we're going to see the end of you. It's really, really getting up there in people retiring, isn't it? Lamoon needs to kill 20 different types of monsters. That probably won't take too long. Talai needs to own 4 enhancements, so they're going to need a lot of cash. And then we're going to have a whole host of new heroes. Right, let's see if we can find something fairly generic. Core quest. A's and B's. Plane of Night. Bring Hail the Vessel. I would like something just to kind of a bit... Foggy Thicket. Hunt down the Dagger Forest Bandits. That's the one for Faith. We don't want to do that yet. Close the Rift. Are you brave enough to face the Swarm? We know that one. We don't like it. Kill the Prime Dragon. Find the Dragon. Confront the Gloom. Let's go and see if we can find the truth about a dragon in the forests. That seems like it will be fine. Do we want any blessings? I think we'll be okay without.
There is a certain shaking of heads that happens along with the mention of dragons, as if the person saying it can't even believe the words coming out of their mouth. Dragons don't exist, they say. But some giant winged beast has been sighted to the north. So you set off to see if maybe they do.
How are we going to get evidence of that as an objective? Road encounter. You are trudging through some foothills when you hear the strangest sound in the distance. It sounds vaguely like wolves howling, but higher pitched, and there is a rhythm and a melody to it. You crest a nearby hill to survey the area, spying a pack of vermlings standing in a circle and singing. Singing is the best way you can think to describe it anyway. Occasionally during the song they also clap and dance around. The song must be some nefarious purpose. Attack the vermlings, move closer and enjoy the music. I mean, Mindy was a Vermling, and Mindy was great. So, give me some tunes. Not wanting to disturb the ritual, you inch a little closer, staying out of sight, and then sit and listen. They go through a number of different tunes, and you feel enriched by the experience. Plus 3 XP. Excellent. It's about the best road event you can have.
Your goal is the Ice Crag, the tallest mountain in the Coppernecks. To get there, though, you'll need to head through the Northern Pass, a narrow corridor that is known for frequent avalanches and other dangers. You tread carefully, watching high above you for any signs of an ambush. This wariness is what saves you from being crushed by a hail of boulders rumbling down the cliffside. You dive for cover as the rocks hit, then look up to see a group of Inox emerging from a concealed cave to one side of the pass. They intended to kill you with the rocks, but your survival has only motivated them to pursue a more conventional option.
Lovely. Kill all enemies in all rooms. Earth demons, Inox archers, Inox guards, and wind demons. Kill 3 or fewer monsters. Your health at the end of the scenario is equal to 2 or less. Well, I don't think we want to try and be a pacifist, so we'll have to take masochist. Use no items or kill 5 or more monsters. Easy choice. Kill 1 or more elites or gain 7 or fewer XP. Kill an elite. Take only short rests. Take only long rests. We can usually eke things out with just long rests. And that is all good to go. Looks like Cragheart will level up at the end of this one. And if we complete his battle goal, he will then be 1 point away from retiring as well, which is going to be even more difficult with a whole host of a new party, especially if Faith gets retired soon as well. How is our starting room? That is a long and dense corridor with an obstacle, a couple of obstacles around. And we're going to the end of this corridor along the V chicane and then a room at the end. So no difficult decisions to make, just move and murder. This guy has a lot of health. The ones at the back, I'm worried that they're going to do a lot of damage coming forward. But this one on the right, the Earth Demon, is very, very alone. So I'm wondering if we put Faith over here, we have Visage of the Inevitable. Kill 1 adjacent normal enemy that is adjacent to none of its allies and also adjacent to any of your allies. So if we can push someone forward to here, Faith can kill them immediately from this tile. And then we can push further in along the corridor. It's the archers that I'm most worried about, particularly because even from this tile here, they basically all have line of sight. There's no safe place to stand, which is going to be a trouble. But otherwise, at least these guys don't have a shield at the back. But we have to deal with these ones up close before we can do anything else. So, Cragheart, you're probably going to want to get to here. We can then throw the rock that's next to us if we do that. And we need to go before Faith goes. Move 2. Hurt those 2 for 1. On your next 6 melee attacks, gain retaliate 2. But that's very slow. So we'll take Rumbling Advance. And then if that's on bottom, something else to do on top. Clear the way. Move 1 adjacent single hex obstacle to an empty hex within range 4. So probably 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably this hex here, hurting 3 creatures would be great. So that's a turn. Then Faith is going to play Visage of the Inevitable and has to go after a 29. So we need a movement card because Visage of the Inevitable is a top. So we need anything on a bottom after a 39. It's going to have to be a 36 or an 86. As much as I want Swiftbow to attack down the line, we need Swiftbow to go as close afterwards. That leaves our two new heroes, who do not have a lot of HP. That is my real concern over here. So that one's going to die anyway. What I'd love to do on this one on the left is try and possibly immobilize or stun. I know that the Sunkeeper has Holy Strike for attack 2 and stun. We'd need to step in one to do that. We can move in 2 on Purifying Aura. That gets us there fast. And if we move in 2 there, we can Holy Strike on top. That's going to stun this guy. That prevents this one from getting to us, although it can move through its ally's space, so it could move to here if we're stood on these. Also, if we throw this rock, then the rock is going to be thrown, meaning that they can then step forwards. But I think this is just about okay. Then at the back, are we creating any energy? We're making green there. Excuse you. Nothing there. And nothing there. So we're going to have one green in play, which is not a lot. We could make something else with Cragheart's potion, because he has a mana potion, I believe. Yes. Question is, what do we want? If we create ice, we could attack 2 at a range of 3 and stun. Attack 2 at a range of 2, attack 3 at a range of 3. We could immobilize a range of 2. We're not going to be close enough for anything, unfortunately. Attack 1 at a range of 3 does not have immobilize on it. So we could stun the one on the left with Stonking Hail, having to go after a 29. And if we do that, it's not stonking, it's stoking. It's my British coming out, isn't it? Stonkingly good. Top, range 2, attack 3 and stun if we create a thing with Cragheart. On bottom, it's just all generic movement really, isn't it? Or stuff to burn. So we'll do one of these move 2s and create... We can't, because we need this to go. So we have, this is move 2, create green, this is move 2, create red. The rest are not ones that create anything in movement. So we want to go after a 29. Sure. I guess that's a turn, although now we can change this stun. Because 45 is so late though for it. I guess we go on a 35 and just take what we can get. Although that said, attack 2 at a range of 3. From where we are, 1, 2, 3, we don't need to move in at all. So the bottom can be anything. So I guess it is going to be that on a 35. Then here we want to move in and attack as big as we can. Practical Plans does that fairly well. And we need to move 2. Or if we stand here, move 1. And it's all fairly generic stuff. We don't need to play this yet because that's going to burn one way or the other. So we'll use that as a standard move. And away we go. Hope that they go slowly. 29s. Move 2, attack 1 at a range of 4 and immobilize. That's going to be possibly a problem. Move 2, attack 5, immobilize. Attack 4 at a range of 4. Consume green to target 2. But that's the Earth Demons. We're going to consume the green before that, I think. I can't remember. This is going to be terrible. Faith's initiative is fine. We are moving 2 here. And attacking for 5. Simplest turn you can imagine. Cragheart is moving 2 to there. Confirm the extra damage. Then we're going to clear the way and throw this obstacle onto that tile. We might as well increase that attack to 3, because how often do we really get to attack 3 targets? And do we want to stun one of them? Not really. Well, we got our bad cards out of the way early. We need to create ice, don't we? That was the whole plan. End Cragheart's turn. Then we're going to get shot a lot. That's fine. The ones who are where they need to be are now the ones that are immobilized, so that's less of an issue. So we are attacking 3. If we're stunning this one, they're targeting 2 if they consume green, as is everyone else, except they're attacking at a range of 4. Would I rather move in and attack and consume the green? Because hear me out. If we stun this guy, they are going to attack 4, range 4, and do it against 2 targets. And I think they will all do it against 2 targets because of that green energy. So this is 2 attacks, that's 2 attacks, this is 2 attacks. Whereas if we let this guy attack once and the rest attack once, that's only 3 attacks rather than 6. So I think we move 2 to here. We attack, consume the earth, put the piercing on. We don't have a second target, but we can consume the piercing, get the 1 XP. The earth energy is gone. We can end our turn. Faith's now up. She is going to move onto this tile. Skip the last of her movement. Kill this guy instantly for 11 damage. And we're not going to, I think, be able to use Visage of the Inevitable next turn against a target. So we won't use our potion to put it back in our hand. We get hit for 5. We actually get to retaliate against something for once. And 3 damage there. Not the worst round in the world. I would love to kill the archer with 4. I'm just going to turn my headphones down a second. Always confuses me that the output recording information for the audio mixer is different than what I hear in my head because of sliders and things. Right. We definitely want to kill the guy right next to us, who is an elite. I guess if the Elementalist moved to here, Faith could have moved to there and killed them instantly. But the Elementalist, Tali, probably would just die if they took the brunt of 4 attacks. So, seems less ideal. We have Ice and Fire waning. Unfortunately, we don't have Stoking Hail anymore to stun this guy, which is unideal. Do we have other stuns? Attack 1, range 3 with stun, consuming ice. So that will deal with the one over there. Attack 1, range 3 and stun. Yes, and we can +2 attack onto that as well, which is great. So that's a top. We need a bottom. I think just Tremulent Cyclone so that we can move and create some more green for ourselves. So that's a simple turn. We're stunning them and moving. We need these two to be heavy hitters against this 7. Hammer Blow does 4. One adjacent ally may perform attack 4. I don't know why we wouldn't just do the attack ourselves. I guess if we do heal 3 at a range of 3 on top here, we can heal Tali. And then Tali can do the attack for us. So that lets us do an attack on bottom, basically. Because we don't have any other healing at the moment. No. Or we can attack 2 with stun, but likelihood is we can hopefully kill this thing soon. So we'll do Empowering Command. Tali can attack them for 4 and heal 3 at a range of 3 on top. Cragheart, if this one's getting attacked for 4, we need to attack it once more. We cannot move though. Stone Pummel attacks for 3. Earthen Clod is at range. This attacks for 3 as well. Stone Pummel might be better deeper into the corridor. We could dig pit and make a stun trap, although I don't think that's going to benefit us. Create 3 single hex obstacles. That can't really be useful in this long corridor at the moment, because we can't block off the entire corridor. So attack 3, range 3, and push 1. If I could push that guy into that rock, I'd be really happy about it. So let's not use Heavy Swing. We'll go with Opposing Strike on top and something on bottom. That's +1 to all our ranged attacks. Might as well be Earthen Clod for the heal. Then Faith. Burning Oil seems to be the play. Attack for 5. Then on bottom, add 2 to all your attacks this round targeting enemies adjacent to none of their allies. That is the guy with 11 HP. And we can go on a 16 and range 3. 1, 2, 3. They are in range. Move 3, attack 1 at range 3. Move 3, attack 2 at range 4. Move 2, attack 2. Move 3, attack 3. And shuffle. Right, Faith's initiative is fine. Add 2 to our attacks. Confirm. Attack this guy. Do we attack with advantage? No, we'll probably want advantage when we do dagger throw against 3 creatures in a minute. And our deck is all pretty good right now. Like, we only have 1 miss. Everything else is a benefit to us. No! How? How? That is just unbelievably rude, and I'm mad about it. The game knows. It just knows. So that's 8 damage right down the tank. Do I want to get burning oil back? This is why I should have shot at advantage, I guess. Do we want to get burning oil back so we can shoot it again next turn? Because we also don't have our other main ranged attacks at the moment. Because we spent swift bow moving or something last time on the correct initiative. Yeah, give me back burning oil. Right, now everyone's going to get shot lots, which is going to be great. At least they can't move any further forward. I take it back. Right, they miss us. That's more appropriate. We are attacking one at a range of 3 with stun. So this guy is going to move 2 and attack for 2. This one's going to move for 3 and attack for 3. But hopefully be dead before they do that. So consume ice, consume fire, attack them for 3 with stun. Then move 2. We're just going to move out and back again to create the green. And next turn, we're probably going to play Boiling Arc, which creates fire, so we don't need to worry about that. Here, one adjacent ally can perform a attack 4. And then we're going to heal. They would only get 2 back. We'll get 3 back. So we'll do us as a priority. And then Cragheart. What were you up to? Attacking this guy for 3. And we really hope you hit. Got a lot of +1s there. A lot of +1s. +2 in muddle is adequate. Then we can heal here for 2. Because they've only got 2 to need healing. And then the one at the back is stunned, so they're not attacking us this turn. They are taking damage from their wound, though. Right. These guys are really quite hoarded together. If we hit with Boiling Arc, we could hit those 3 all together. It's only an attack 2, though, and we would be in the most vulnerable position. Whereas Cragheart, we kept Heavy Swing. You may push the target into hexes containing obstacles, in which case destroy the obstacle and the target suffers 2 damage, you gain 1 XP. So we need to step forward 1 and then push them back. So we'll do that on a 32, that's as fast as we can go. Although, attack 3 against these 2 would also be pretty good. Attack 2 targets. During your single target melee attack, the target and all enemies adjacent to the target suffer 1 damage. Is Heaving Swing an attack action? It is. So they would take 1 each as well. So we might want to do that instead. So we still want to go on those 2 cards. Faith has Burning Oil back at a range of 3. But we also now have Flurry of Blades, attack 2, range 3, target 3. If we move up to, say, this tile, we could hit 1, 2, 3, or similar. It's a shame that Flurry of Blades is the one that gives us advantage, but we do have our goggles, so that helps. Move 3, force one adjacent enemy to perform a move 1. Well, we could also have Cragheart Dig Pit is a top. Create a 2 damage stun trap. If we create a 2 damage stun trap here, Faith could move there and force them into it. They wouldn't die though, and they're probably going to die anyway, so that doesn't really do much for us. Attack 1 at a range of 3 and all allies suffer 1 extra damage. It's also pretty good, because we can hit the guy right in the center. And that's top. So something on bottom that's actually beneficial to us. Add 1 to all your ranged attacks this round. So you would hit for 4 with 1 damage to everybody else. Alright, let's go with that. Faith. If we're going to Flurry of Blades, we're going to want to be closer. And we might as well do that on Flanking Strike just to go really fast. Although, that said, let's do it on Smoke Bomb because it's still quite fast, and then we save Flanking Strike for the turn after. New folks. What have you got? Do you have anything ranged? Not really. One ally within range 3 may perform a move 4. We could move Faith up. If we moved her up, she could Burning Oil, hoover up a bunch of the gold, but that's not like incredible. If we could move you up, you don't need to move for anything. We have all kinds of elements available at the moment though. Attack 1, range 3. Add 1 attack and wound. But we don't have fire. Attack 4, range 4. Attack 0, range 2. Add a target, add poison, add immobilize. But it is only range 2. So we'd have to step in 1 if we wanted to hit the guy with the really high HP. Or we can attack 1 at range 3 for 5. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that. Then on bottom, that's going to consume green and ice. So on bottom, don't have anything in particular to do. So let's just go with Formless Power. So over here, everyone else is kind of sorted, so we can do whatever we want. If we go late with some kind of an attack, attack 5, late, and then we take a movement like that. We can go after everybody else. After this is all cleared up, we can push forward and attack, hopefully. These guys are all going very late indeed. That's great news. Faith's initiative does not change. We are going to move in 2. This is attack 2 at a range of 3. So actually going to move to here, I think, because this way we're not going to have disadvantage against any of the targets. Or we can move to that one and attack the 3 further behind. What's everyone else doing? You're attacking the one in the middle. You're attacking the one in the middle and doing splash damage. You're attacking whoever you can get to. So I guess we'll stand here. skip the rest of the movement. Then we're going to attack 1, 2, 3 and do that at advantage. And we'll add 1 to the attack because we're attacking so many people. Good turn, good turn. Now, back here, we're attacking for 5. Attack 1, range 3, attack for 5. Attack 2, range... Attack 4, range 4. We could hit the one at the back. And then that would let Craghart and the other one hit the one at the front. Or we could move in for a couple of steps and then attack the one at the back anyway for 5. Because the attack that we're going to use is attack at range 3. So we stand there, then attack the one at the back. Let's do it at advantage. We can take long rests before going into the next room. That's our turn. Craghart, we're going to add 1 to our ranged attacks. Then attack this one. During your single target attack action, turn the attack into the following. We would kill both with that, but we don't need to, I think. We're just going to attack this one. It's going to do splash damage and kill that one. And then the Sunkeeper. We can move 4 up to here. Skip the rest of the movement and then attack. We will use this. We don't really need the advantage that badly, but I just want the extra 1 XP. So we have one guy taking 1 shot for 3. I think we can deal with that. Right, now we want to push up to this door, kill the last guy, and take some long rests. Probably. Attack 1, range 3. Attack 2. Yeah, so we can do that fast over here. 1, 2, 3. We can only move 3 if we go immediately. This is attack 4, range 3. 1, 2, 3. That's too far away. Let's just do single out flanking strike because I don't want to go on 4. Although that said, why not go on 4? Move in, attack, and then let everybody else just spend their turns doing their best moves as possible. Move 6 must be in a straight line. Is a problem. So it's going to be move 3 on bottom. We don't have any heals. So nothing extra to do on top. We can do crater just in case we haven't killed the thing, in case we miss or something. Then move 4 on bottom. Bless and strengthen somebody as well. And here. We don't have ice to heal ourselves with movement. But we can move for 5. And that should hopefully do it. They're going on a 68, which is just great. Faith does not need to change her initiative. We are going to move up to here. Skip the attack. Attack them. They get very dead. Faith's turn is over. I kind of regret not seeing if we could push her forward for a move, but that's fine. We're going to move forward 5 all the way up to there. And skip the attack. Sunkeeper is going to move 4. Who's going to breach the door? Possibly Cragheart, because Cragheart can turn invisible. Although Cragheart's going to take like 8 more turns to get up here. And bless somebody. Let's do Faith. And then Cragheart. Can move all the way up to there. That is much faster than I feared it would be. That's good. Skip the attack. And then it's going to be long rests all over. Right, card to get rid of. What are we least likely to use? Man, everything just seems so good, doesn't it? I don't know. If this room's going to be as littered with, like, boulders and stuff, that's going to be really handy for us with things like Clear the Way. We've got other healing. We'll be fine without Rumbling Advance. And the Elementalist. We can get rid of one of these, I think. Seeing as they're basically the same card. For Faith. Invisible, Self. Moving, Swift Bow, Single Out, Visage. Man, we got to the point now where there's no duds in the deck anymore. Honestly, since there's no boss in this fight, I think we could probably just get rid of Smoke Bomb. I know it lets you do that one explosive turn, but we're doing fine for damage and whatnot here. One ally may recover one of their burned cards. Doesn't seem that strong to me. Especially because both halves of the card are burn. Right, Cragheart. I thought you had move and turn invisible. There it is, dig pit. So we're going to move into the doorway, turn ourselves invisible so that melee characters can't advance on the party and hurt us, depending on what the rest of the room looks like. So if we're moving in, we then want to attack at range as best we can, but we want to do it early, because if the door's not open, everyone else can't do stuff. But if we go really late, as long as everyone goes after, we can move in, attack stuff, and then screw around with the rest of the room. No, I don't love it. Move 2 invisible, attack 2 at a range of 5. We'll have to go on 38. Everyone else will just have to deal with it. Now, we don't have any ranged attacks. We can move in for 4 and attack for 5. Might just have to be what we do. Faith just needs to step in 2 and then can burning oil or single bow, swift bow. And we can drop her initiative down. Or we can just go on the 93. And here, still need to go after a 38. We have no element though, because we just did a long rest, which is kind of rough. What if we... Man, even our latest card is not very late. We are very kind of confined to 25 to 50, basically. Not something I thought about, really. I know that Faith kind of has a lot of stuff that goes really early and really late, but Elementalist really sitting in this kind of second quarter of the 1 to 100 arc. What are we going to do when we get through this room? Let's try this. I'm not super enthused by it, but we don't really have any other great options. Faith's initiative is fine. Craghart, step into the door.
With the path blocked by the avalanche, you enter the cave to face your aggressors. Inside, you see a network of passages leading deep into the mountain. Perhaps they would be worth exploring once your foes are dead.
Right, so these are Inox guards. Move 1, attack 3. Move 1, attack 4. Move 1, attack 3. So none of these are a threat to us right now. Push 1, attack 2, range 3. They're not moving either, so they're not threats to us. So we can actually just flood the room if we want to. And, I mean, there's no harm in being invisible, is there? I hope Faith still has her piercing bow, because that's going to be really useful against these little guys that have shield. This guy's retaliate, the elite, I guess. Retaliate 2. Turn your single range target attack into the following. I'd rather hit 3 things with that later if possible. So we'll hit the guy who has the retaliate at range so that we are less impacted by the retaliate if we have to attack with melee. And we miss. Classic. Those things at the back not doing anything. Elementalist. Move 3 would get us to 1, 2, 3. From here, we can do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we'd only hit this guy. And it's not super good because we'd possibly... Oh, retaliate's only on the one tile, isn't it? This only applies to adjacent attackers. So we could attack them for 2. Or we could attack 1 at a range of 3. Right, well, we might as well attack for 2 then. Even if it is unideal. Oh wait, if we stand there, we can hit 2 of them. And do we want to do that at advantage because we're attacking multiple foes? How's our deck looking? Not great. Alright, give me advantage on that. Well, we drew the -2 and the miss, so, you know, makes things stronger moving forward. Right, we are moving 4 or 5, depending on how far away we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to move 5. And I think I'm going to come step up to there and attack this guy. Very nice. We've got traps. 4 damage, 4 damage. Oh god, is there a whole line of traps there? There is. That's a problem. If we have some shove or some pull in a minute, we will utilize that. Now they have advantage on their next turn. Faith, perform a move. 3. Where are we? 1, 2, 3. It's going to have to be that. Can't force anyone to move, but we can attack the guy with retaliate. Again, we could do that at advantage, but I think I want to save advantage for when we hopefully attack 3 of these guys with the shield. We can use the advantage and the piercing to get through the shield and everything else at once. So, regular attack there, 4 damage, very nice. Now, we want to try and utilize these traps where possible. What push do we have? Attack 3, push 1. You may push targets into cells containing objects, but traps are just as good. We would need to move 2 to push the guy with 7 into the trap that deals 4, which would kill them, which means we would not take retaliate unless our attack then causes retaliate damage and then he dies in the trap, perhaps. Either way, I think we want to do a heavy swing, and in which case we want to go as early as possible. So Stone Pummel will do that. How about the Elementalist? You have some kind of push or pull, don't you? Range 1, attack 3, attack 1 plus with push 1. Well, we can't push anything unless we pushed this guy back 1 and then had ice to push everybody back 2. Does that make sense? I don't think we can make ice though, can we? You definitely can't. You're not making any ice anytime soon. Do you have a push? You do not have a push. Faith, you have a pull, don't you? But not a push. However, sneaky, sneaky, catchy monkey, if we push this guy forwards, he is no longer next to his friend. And if Cragheart pushes them forward, Cragheart is stood next to this guy, so we can visage the inevitable, so long as we go after a 32. Which is going to be a problem going on an 86, unless we can have one ally perform a move 4. So Faith moves 4. One ally within range 3 may perform a move 4. 1, 2, 3. So Faith is going to move 1, 2, 3 up to here, which will be next to Cragheart. Then we need to do that after a 32, right? Because that's when Cragheart's going to move and push. So we're forcing someone else to move. Then, after they've moved, we are not going to have a target to try and punch unless we want to hit the guy that's next to us, who's hopefully going to die anyway. We can strengthen allies on bottom. Shield oneself, deduct 1 move from all of your moves. But that stays forever. And we deduct 1 from our moves. But our moves are pretty big anyway. So let's try that. So you're moving Faith to there and shielding yourself. Cragheart is stepping over to here and shoving them. into the trap. Faith needs to go after 32 and is going to be able to kill on top because we'll have been moved already. And then on bottom we could probably Burning Oil. Attack 4, range 3. If one of them moves closer to us, we'll be able to. And then the Elementalist is just kind of here doing their thing. The other guys are flying, so there's no use in trying to do anything great with those. Attack 1, range 3 is not great. Are we making any other elements? We have fire in play. Neither of those make anything. Neither of those make anything. Neither of... Oh, you make fire, but on a 95, so there's no way we can utilize that. So we only have the fire that's already in play. Attack 1, range 3, plus 2 attack. 1, 2, 3. Does not really help us. Attack 3 at range 3. We need a range 4 if we're going to do anything great. So this seems like a pretty balked turn. Unless we go late and we hope one of those guys comes closer to us. But even then, it's not great. Attack 0, range 2, add 1 and wound. If we can wound one of the guys behind their shields, that'll be nice. And then we'll move, making some green for ourselves. Alright, what are they going on? They're going incredibly early, attacking 1 at range 4. These guys, and they're going to consume an element and create wind element, which is cheeky. Shield 1, retaliate 2. Okay. Faith's initiative is fine. That doesn't recharge on rests, does it? It must do. Because that's about 5 of those we've done now. Would have been nice to get our shield up before that, but you know. Beggars can't be choosers. The extra retaliate is not fun. Retaliating 4, but hey. We're giving Faith a move to there. And giving ourselves shield 1. That ends our turn. Then Craggy needs to move to there. This is going to hurt for retaliate, but it is what it is. And now we need to either draw a +1, because they're going to have... They've got a shield now, which means they're going to take 2 from this. We'll probably draw a +1. Like, literally the probability is there. And they did die, so we did not take the retaliate. It might even not do the retaliate after the push, perhaps, but either way, very happy. Right, so the elements in play have changed. We can now attack 1, range 3, and push 1. Which is really interesting. Even though this is a 3 tile, from where we're stood, we can't have line of sight to that tile, so we can't include them in the AoE. But I figure this is... Hold on. Undo. This is attack 1. Targeting 2 at a range of 2. That will not get through the shield. Whereas this just might. Maybe. No, we would have needed a +2 or a ×2 or something, but that's fine. We will then move 2. Up to... Faith's probably going to want to stand in one of those tiles for her dagger throw next turn. But we have attack and move in high volumes, so we can move up to here. End that turn. Then the scoundrel is simply going to kill one adjacent thing. And loot 2. Or move. Ironically, I'd now like to be stood in the one we were stood in. We'll just move 1, because we get the same amount of looting because of how far away this stuff was. And then we can move in further for our dagger throw next turn. Their shield comes down, which is great. Faith's turn is going to be Flurry of Blades at advantage with bow. Add 2 to all your attacks this round, targeting enemies adjacent to none of their allies. But the range of 3 from here, 1, 2, 3, does not get to the rest of them. The only way it could is if we had somebody else move Faith. But I don't think we want to do that. So we'll say Flanking Strike because it's got a bigger move on us. We're just going to move 2 to here and then attack everybody. Then everybody else kind of has to deal with the aftermath of that. Now, we don't have... Attack 3, target 2, pierce 2. If we move 1, 2 to there... But we'd need some green. Oh, sorry, 1 to here. We'd need some green. Can you make some green for us? You can't before a 35, that's for sure. But if we moved out of the way, I mean, with Rock Slide, create 3 single hex obstacles. They do 2 damage to stuff. The problem here is the traps. There are so many traps in this space. Getting through is going to be a pain. So we might end up doing... Is it clear the way? Clear the way. Move 5, jump, destroy all obstacles and disarm all traps moved through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gets us to there. Removes these 2 traps, because these creatures are flying, they can't be harmed by the traps anyway. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 puts us here. Because if we end on the trap, we also take the damage, which we don't want, obviously. So if we clear the way to there, we can then Rock Slide and create hexes on that one and that one, which will injure them both. What were you doing? Moving in, hoping to attack with piercing, but we can't, so we should find a better turn to have. We're still going to move 2 on that. Honestly, just attacking for 3 as a melee attack might be the best thing we get. And then here, if we go late, or at least after a 43, we need to heal ourselves. That's quite important. Heal 3, range 3 for ourselves on top, something on bottom. Move 3. A dull turn, but a turn nonetheless. If we go on 23, if they're going on like 24 or more, we can move back and let somebody else take hits. 29, pretty close. Move 4, attack 1, target 4, range 4, target 2 with push. That's a big turn. Fortunately for us, we are going to move 2 to here. Do you reckon that chest is going to be trapped? Get through the piercing. Attack with advantage on everybody. Our deck has 1 miss and everything else is really good. We've also gained a bless in there. There's the bless. Alright, pretty good going. We are healing ourselves for 3. And they are attacking for 1 at range 4, targeting 2. I don't even know if moving will be of any benefit to us, because we're going to want to cut this corner in a second anyway after Cragheart moves these traps. So skip the movement, stay right where we are. Attack 3, range 3, pull 2. Would burn the card. Attack 2, range 3, and stun. With a +1, we could kill that guy at the back there. Because a move 2 is not going to get us within range of attacking. Or attack 3, range 3, pull 2 would hit them both, possibly killing 1, but burns the card, and I don't think the burning of the card is that essential. +1. That was a +0. And we are not going to move to here because we could probably be pushed back into that trap, which would be really bad. So we're going to skip our movement here as well. Now they're going to attack us for peanuts. That's a 0. We can't be pushed. That's a 1. We'll take 2 damage there. That's not a problem. Right. We are moving 5 through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Confirm movement. Confirm the destruction of those traps. Then we are throwing just 1 obstacle right there to hit you both. The one with 1 HP will die, the other one will be injured. End our turn. New round. Right, we just want to kill that guy, get the treasure in the back. Hope it's not a trap. Faith always gets the treasures because she has super long legs, but here we actually don't have any movements left. So our movement is also -1. So any of our other cards are only going to be move 1s right now. Strengthen, affect all allies or target all allies within range 2 instead. That does not really help us when there's only 1 thing left to kill. 1 adjacent ally may perform an attack 4, but that's on our movement side of our card. Bless and strengthen an ally within range 3. Let's do that. And a standard move. We'll only be able to move 1. But if Faith moves out of the way first, that'll be fine. Flanking strike, move 5. Duelist advance, move 3 and attack 3. Between us, we'll get that treasure and kill this thing. Cragheart. I might put backup ammunition up before we go into this next room. We could put backup ammunition and opposing strike on, because we've got a lot of cards left. And just this one room left to go. And our elementalist, who is back here. We have lots of elements to use. No big movements though. We can attack 2, range 2, or attack 4, range 4. Would have a chance at killing the thing. And then a standard move 2. Alright. They are going on a 21. Faith. Move 4, attack 2, range 4, pull 1. At least we got rid of the traps that we can be pulled into. I'm going to move on to this trap. Then skip this movement. Attack, draw +1. We end Scoundrel turn. We get a treasure chest. Minor Cure Potion Design. So that will now be available in the shop, whatever a Minor Cure Potion does. Then everyone else can just focus on moving. Just move as close as you can to the door, as fast as possible. Now, you really want gold, though. But moving to the door is probably the important part. So we're going to bless. Looks like you're getting the blessing. Congratulations. And step in for 1, because that's all we can move. Then Cragheart, put a Retaliate up. And a backup ammunition up. End our turn. Then it's going to be a round of long rests. Move 2. Move 4. We can move in with a card before discarding and then long rest while everyone else is progressing up the room. And we could do the same, then afterwards we can move 5, which is a move 4, which takes us 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be enough. So Sunkeeper. We can't move through our friend here. So let's just do a strengthen, because why not? Then skip this attack. Craggy, we're going to move right up to there, I think. If we had a heal, we would worry about trying to use it, but we don't. Attack is getting skipped. The others are long resting. Something to get rid of. How big is this room? 1, 2... It's only 5 tiles deep. So we don't need to worry about too much stuff. I think, honestly, Frigid Torment as a melee attack can go. They get 2 HP back, which they didn't need because they only have 7. Then Faith is going to get 2 back. Sinister Opportunity has the chance to work with Visage of the Inevitable still. Next 4 attacks targeting enemies adjacent to none of their allies, add 2 to the attack. Get rid of single out. Right, we need to get the other pair up to the door. So we need a move 1, 2, 3-ish. And something on top, a heal perhaps. No healing for us. Is there ever a world where we want to try and move 1, 2, 3, 4 and get in the door? Perhaps if Cragheart busts in first. Well, Cragheart is long resting, so he's not doing that. Faith just long rested. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get to the door, which is also not going to happen. We can move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gets us to there. If we had a 4, we could also consider getting to the row behind, but the only 4 we have is on Flurry of Blades, which we want to keep. So Flanking Strike on bottom, something on top, or we could do is advance on top and something else on bottom. Swift Bow would let us words. Swift Bow would let us loot 2 tiles as we move forwards. Alright, we'll do that. Then these guys, you have to long rest. Take only long rest during the scenario. And here, you're just moving up as far as you can. Faith's going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So you can go just 1, 2 to get to there. Do it and create some green. Or, no, create some fire, because then the next turn we might Boiling Arc. That also creates fire, so never mind. And on top, we don't have a heal. And we are all attacks, aren't we? What attack are we least likely to benefit from? At the end of each of your turns, you may generate this. Deduct 1 from all your attacks. But we need the movement, so on top, just get rid of this. That's a turn. Faith's initiative is fine. Faith, we're going to move 2 to there. Confirm the looting. Then move 3 to here. Skip the attack. End the turn. Here we're going to move 2 up to there. Skip the attack. Do we want to create a minor element next? Probably, because Faith's going to go in, or Cragheart's going to go in, one of the two, and then we're going to want to make as big a noise as possible. Range 1, attack 1, range 3. We just made Earth. Honestly, Ice for stun would not be bad. Heal 2 for self on Cragheart. Something to get rid of. We've just put up backup ammunition, so I think Stone Pummel can go. And Sunkeeper. On the next 5 attacks targeting you retaliate to seems good in this situation. I think we can get drop Cautious Advance. We already have 1 shield, and moving 3 is only going to be a move 2, whereas we have much bigger movements on our other characters. Although that said, maybe we drop something that has a move that is just not going to do anything for us. No, this is fine. Right, here's the big round of breaching and attacking. Cragheart, your biggest ranged attack right now. Well, we have Earthen Clod and we have Earth, so we could immobilize 2 things that are a risk to us. That seems great to me. And then we need to move in with something. Dig pit, move in, be invisible is great. Faith. Burning oil, attack 4 at a range of 3. And we'll flanking strike just because if it's the end of the order, everything else will have gone, then we can decide where we want to stand and shoot from. We need to move in 1, 2, 3, 4 at least. So that's going to be practical plans on bottom, something on top. If I could have strengthened everybody on top, that would have been great, but we can't. So bless and strengthen an ally will be great. Then lastly over here, we're going to need to move in if we're going to stun something. Move 4, stun, do it fairly late. Alright, let's see how this goes. Cragheart is moving in. Well, that's not as busy a room as I'd feared. Lots of obstacles around. No rough terrain, no traps, no treasures. So we're going to stand right here. We're going to skip the rest of our movement. We are going to confirm, become invisible. Then we are going to attack at range 5. And consume to make them immobile. What do these do? Moving 1, attacking 5 is not actually impacting us. Your moving 1, attacking 5 is also not really impacting us. Shield 1, move 3, attack 1, range 4. So, as weird as it is, I think we're immobilizing those two. Now, something to note, all of these enemies are elites, so face in inevitable visage will not work around here. So, in fact, do we actually just attack these two because they can be hurt, even if the immobilizing doesn't really help us? I think so. They add some shield. They miss faith with their attack, which is great. I'll take 1 damage, that's no bother. Nay bother. The Hag. Baldur's Gate 3 references. Right, we are now safe to move however we want. If we move 4 to here, we made wind, not ice. Did I do that? I can't recall. If we stand here, we can only hit one of them with... Well, we can't hit any of them with the boiling up because that's the moving card. So we'll put ourselves over here. Because this guy is immobilized, that guy is immobilized, so they can't move in to attack us if they want to. Then attack 2 at a range of 3. Let's go after the close one. We create more earth element. Back here, we are moving 4 up to there. Skipping the last of the movement. And then blessing and strengthening. You're about to attack with burning oil, so have a blessing and a strengthening. A strengthening for melee. The strengthened character gains advantage on all of their attacks. Nope, that's good. These guys don't do anything. We're going to move 5 to here so that we are not within melee range of those folks. Do we want to move anywhere else from here? I think this will be fine. We can move back one even further. Just so these guys have to step twice to get to us. So let's stand there. Skip the last of the movement. Attack 4 at range 3 with a wound, and we are attacking at advantage because of our strength. And our deck is pretty stacked, although the miss is still in there. Let's keep going after this guy. Yeah, 7 damage, pretty good going. Created some fire. Round 13. Now, there's so little left to actually do here. We can kind of go baller with a lot of our other stuff. So, Cragheart, how are you doing? +1 attack to all of your ranged attacks this round. Create 3 single hex obstacles within range 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll do. And then that's on top. On bottom, add 1 to all of our ranged attacks this round. Sunkeeper. Move 5, stun 1 adjacent enemy. 1, 2, 3. Gets us to there. And on top, attack 4, why not? And the Elementalist. Boiling Arc is gone. We do have a bunch of element though. Attack 1, range 3 becomes attack 3, range 3, targeting 2. Seems pretty good if nobody else is after those elements. Which they're not. Faith from here can't use Visage of the Inevitable. I guess it's going to be Flurry of Blades. If we go late, we could let stuff move towards us. And here, attack 1, range 3. Attack 1 and wound. Attack 1, add a target at range 2. Attack 1 and poison. On top, then we need to just move 1 tile across. Push all adjacent targets, no problem. Attack 2 at 4. Move 1, attack 3. Target all adjacent enemies, push 1. Who is it that needs to be more hurt at the end of this fight? Is it the Sunkeeper? It's the Elementalist. Have 2 or health equals to 2 or less. So we actually want to be hit a bit, which could be tricky. You're attacking. You've been. You didn't move. You can't see Cragheart, and everyone else is too far away. Push, attack 2 at range 4, or -2 range if there is green element. I guess theirs don't actually consume it, it's just if it's present. That makes a lot of sense. Okay then, so move 1, attack 3. We want to be attacked for 3, so we're going to move to here. Skip the movement, then attack. We're going to increase our damage by 2. We're going to increase our damage by 1 and target 2. And we're going to poison these guys. And why not attack at advantage? Sunkeeper. We're going to move 5 to here. Skip the movement. Stun that guy. And then attack them. For 5 with the poison. Then Cragheart was going to... Oh, we were going to add 1 to our attacks this round, but this is the one that's not an attack. So we're going to put 1 there. We can't put 1 here because that would block off this tile entirely from the map. But I will put 1 there. And I don't think this guy needs 2 more damage done to him, so that'll be fine. And we will move. Will we move? Yeah, we'll put ourselves there. Faith. I want this guy to be attacked, but I just don't know that it's going to happen. Or I'm just going to be too eager to murder everything. So if I move here, confirm the extra poison, though they're poisoned already. Then attack with advantage. 1, 2, 3, I guess. Dead. Very dead. They're going to die to their wound next turn. So I think it's just going to be kill everything and deal with it. Stuff for XP with you. Yes. And yes. Who's missing? Faith. Stuff for XP with you. Can't kill anyone who's normal. We can loot 2 on bottom. And flanking strike on top or something. Initiatives don't matter anymore. How did you not get retaliated against? Confused.com. 1 adjacent ally may recover 3 of their cards. That's you. Oh, this could actually help. Something with XP. Something else with XP. Cool. 3 cards. Confirm. Although we're not going to get a chance to play that card with XP, so much of a muchness. Light created. Attack 5, range 4. We can't play that, unfortunately. Range 3. But we can, at the end of your... Oh. No, I can't. I can't stand any... Oh, I can. I can stand here. Attack 1, range 3. Oh, are they invisible? They're invisible. God damn it. Go and jump over here. Hit the invisible creature. Scoundrel, what were you up to? Loot for XP. Just 3 gold, but an XP is an XP. We cannot attack. We have to go again, which means we are going to get to play cards for XP. That's 2 XP on bottom, 1 XP on top. And we want to go as late as possible so they're not invisible anymore. Move 4, attack 2, range 4, pull 1, and their invisibility will go very shortly. Strengthen those folks. And why not have you move there, just because you can. We take 1 damage, we get pulled, that's fine. We're going to put this in play for XP. Then we're going to attack. For some XP. Faith. You're not still invisible, are you? No, it just wasn't letting me click the button. Alright, that is done. Move and loot we can't because the loot is on a tile with an obstacle. You are performing a long rest. It does not matter which card we burn because we have won.
What were Inox and demons doing together? And so far north? You rifle through their belongings, looking for some indication of their motivation. All you find is some crude scratchings referencing a voice. You glance toward the cave. There may be some clues farther down the tunnels. To the north, Icecrag Peak looms large in the distance. Still, you feel something calling you to explore the cave. Not audibly, but there is a subtle and powerful urge. You look down at the Inox's scribblings. A voice. Yes, somehow that sounds familiar. You can almost hear it yourself.
Lovely. Right, Scoundrel did 60 damage that game. Good work. Right, we get perk points for Sadist, Hunter, and Straggler. Nothing for the Masochist, unfortunately. That is going to be 14 on Cragheart's progression. If we want to stop him retiring, we're going to have to fumble some of his goals, perhaps. 8 XP for everybody. A linked quest, I imagine. Yep, looks like it from the exclamation points on the right. You must return to Gloomhaven before taking that quest, or we can go to the Echo Chamber. And we have levels for Tali and Craggy and perks for Lamoon, so lots of stuff to discover next time. But for now, that's going to be all. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you at the next one. Cheers.